Across Europe, everywhere you're listening, if you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, I'm Hugh Hewitt. Welcome on the first day of March. Jake Sherman joins me, the founder of Punchbowl News. News down the middle. News that Democrats, Republicans, Independents, Liberals, Greens, and right-wing and left-wing can drink from the same punch bowl because it's fair. Good morning, Jake. How are you?
Good morning, Hugh. How are you?
Good. Tell me what you thought of CPAC. What were the takeaways?
Takeaways are that, I thought I was a little bit surprised at the total that Trump got in the straw poll. We don't have to go deep on that because I imagine you have a different opinion, but I don't feel strongly about that. And listen, what we led, this is kind of inside baseball, but that's what we do. But what we led with this morning is the challenge both for Trump and for Republicans if Trump does start primarying Republicans. Namely for Trump is, does he have the interest? Does he hold interest for 14 months at going into states and clearing out fields and raising money for challengers to well-known candidates? Because as you know well, Hugh, if Liz Cheney got 5 challengers, she would win. If she got 1 challenger, she'd probably lose. So, that's the kind of thing I'm thinking about. And I just think about, for Republicans, is there going to be downside to consultants working with Republicans that Trump doesn't like? Can pollsters work with those people? So that's the kind of thing I was thinking about. Obviously, the Trump speech we saw was not different than the Trump speech we've seen 1,000 times. That's neither good nor bad. That's just a fact of life. He is who he is. So anyway, those were my main takeaways.
Okay, Jake, I don't think anyone can beat Liz Cheney 1 or 5 on the Republican side, but that's a separate and a unique to Wyoming situation. However, on Donald Trump, I think the big takeaway was this, cut number 7.
And I want you to know that I'm going to continue to fight right by your side. We will do what we've done right from the beginning, which is to win. We're not starting new parties. They kept saying, he's going to start a brand new party. We have the Republican Party. It's going to unite and be stronger than ever before.
So, Jake,
I am not
that means
party.
If he wants one party, he doesn't run candidates against people in 2022. And if he intends to run a second time, there's no upside in doing so. There might be 1 or 2 races where he simply flashes some fangs, but there really is no upside if he wants one party and if he wants the nomination in 2024.
Well, he's already done it. He's already endorsed his former aide, Max Miller, cousin of Eli Miller, who worked for Stephen Mnuchin, in a race against Anthony Gonzalez in Ohio. So he's already done that, and we're only 8, 9, 10 weeks into the new Congress.
Well, I said it flashes fangs. Flashes fangs.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I don't know if he's flashing his fangs or if he's serious about it, and I'll give it to you. I think that's fair. Maybe he's just doing it to rattle cages, but I actually do think that he will run people against. I mean, if we know something about Donald Trump's political and personal persona, it's that he is vengeful, right? He does take things out on people.
I actually don't agree with. I think he's very strategic in his arguments and fights, and therefore, if Jason Miller and his political team, which is reassembled in Mar-a-Lago, tell him, Mr. President, if you run Senate candidates against McConnell candidates, you'll split the party and you will decrease your chances for 2024. And I think that would.
There's only one viable. On the Senate side, and we point this out this morning, there's really only one viable person to be challenged, and that's Lisa Murkowski. And I don't mean that Lisa Murkowski could lose. As you'll remember, Lisa Murkowski won a write-in campaign when she lost
over Joe Miller
nomination.
Yep.
Joe Miller, and that was in yes, that would have been in 2012. So I just don't. But I think he could do it in the House. I mean, he's really ticked off at Liz Cheney. He's really ticked off at Adam Kinzinger. A lot of these states, though, there will be reapportionment, as you and I have discussed, and who knows what happens with Adam.
But you know what I think he will eventually recognize, my friend Jake. I know Ohio pretty well. I know Gonzalez pretty well. You're not going to beat Anthony Gonzalez. You're not going to beat a Buckeye in Ohio. And so if he finds that a couple of his candidates are not polling well, there's every incentive to back away from that and to concentrate on 2024. Let me talk, though, about 2 other things. Here is former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, cut number 6 at CPAC.
Keep grinding. Be a pipe hitter. Be a pipe hitter at church. Right? Be a pipe hitter at church. Be a pipe hitter at your PTA meeting. Don't let them bring crazy into your classrooms. Be a pipe hitter at your VFW. Lead the team to continue to support our military warriors. Be a pipe hitter. Be a pipe hitter when they tell you they're closing the mine or the factory because of some green vision. Keep it open. President Reagan, a real pipe hitter. President Reagan got stuff done, and he once said, if we lose freedom here, there is no place to escape. This is the last stand on earth. I saw that. I saw that as your Secretary of State as I traveled all around the world. And I am confident that he was right. I am confident that the American star will shine across the heavens so long as we keep a proper understanding of our God-given rights at the center of who we are, and we keep up our quest to secure our freedom for our own people and for all of mankind. I'll be with you in the fight. God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America.
Then Jake Sherman, cut number 18, Senator Tom Cotton of Arkansas.
They have halted deportations for all illegal aliens. Murderers, rapists, terrorists, MS-13 gang members are not being deported. They stopped building a wall on our border, and they put up a wall around your United States Capitol. And right now, as we speak, they are literally tracking down illegal aliens in Mexico who Donald Trump turned away to invite them to come back. That's not catch and release, that's recruit and release.
So, Jake,
course,
I think both those men are running for president. They're very good friends. And I don't think they're going to be deterred or encouraged by Donald Trump's actions. What do you think?
Well, I find it hard to believe that either of them will run against Donald Trump, but you know them better than I do. I know them quite well from their days in the House, and talk to both of them frequently. But I don't have any firsthand insight. But I just find it hard to believe that either of them will run against Donald Trump if Donald Trump is serious about it. They are good friends. They are close kind of ideological allies when it comes to foreign policy. But I don't know. I find it hard to believe that they'll run against Donald Trump. But you would know much better than I would. I just think that they occupy, very similar lanes.
Okay, let's write this down. They're both going to run. That's based on my reporting, and it doesn't matter whether or not former President Trump runs. They're both going to run, and they will be respectful of Trump. But they can't. If you're going to run for president these days, I'd like you to opine on this. I've been reading, I can't talk about it yet, Lucky, the new book by Amy Parnes and John Allen. And it's clear you have to start today to run for president. You can't wait until 2023, or you will have lost 2024.
Yeah, that's right. I don't think that. I think that they are both doing that, right? I mean, you see Tom Cotton taking an increasingly active role in domestic politics and policy, something he hasn't done in the past. And I'm curious how Mike Pompeo stays in the mix. I don't know. I'm not saying he can't, but it's just much more difficult for somebody without a public perch to run for office, which is why I thought he would run for the Senate and he would have waltzed into that Senate seat.
Well, what's going to be interesting is he does show up. He's on Fox quite a lot. He's the co-chairman of the Nixon seminar, which debuts tomorrow night with Dr. Kissinger, Robert O'Brien, and 15 of the smartest young national security professionals. He will be speaking, I think, and by the way, I'm going to play Ron DeSantis' speech next hour, and Nikki Haley was active on Twitter. It's just not those two. I believe the hunt, and this is where punchbowlnews.com comes in so much, a separate silo on who's signing on with who is going to be so fascinating to me, because I've learned from Lucky, I've learned from every previous campaign, they always start earlier, and they have to recruit talent early. In Iowa, in New Hampshire, in South Carolina, and in fundraising. So if you've got 20, and Rick Scott's going to run, but you got to run the Florida campaign. Are you going to follow those campaigns in their embryonic stages, Jake Sherman?
Yes, we're gonna try. We haven't really figured out our 2024 plans yet, but we're going to try, especially when it comes to people who are on Capitol Hill and who are running from Capitol Hill. That'll be of intense interest to us and our audience.
Jake, that's why Punch Bowl News is a must-read every single morning. Jake Sherman, thank you, my friend. I want to remind everyone